What's up, guys? It's Neon from the Ancient. You already know, and I'm coming at you with this new Magicka Templar build. I don't know what to name it, and I really don't want to name it. So it's just a new Magicka Templar build. but yeah, let's get right into it. I do recommend that you run this build if you want to use Templar to. I feel like it's max like potential, and you'll see why I say that in the rest of this video. So let's get right into it. Get right into my stats. These are my base stats. No buffs. 28k max Magicka, 18k max health, 10k max stamina, with 2300 spell damage and 1400 weapon damage, 37% spell crit. And if I buff up with some food, I have 33k max Magicka, 25k health. Alright. And 64 points in the max Magicka. And I am a vampire, and I do recommend being a vampire for this build. I'm running the Atronach Stone and dual food, blue food, max health, max Magicka. Alright. Now for the skills, it's I mean, you can change these around, but I feel like this is what works best for my playstyle. You want to have puncturing sweeps, radiant oppression, inner light for the extra crit. I mean, the max Magicka is just a plus because you really just want to get this move for the crit. Toppling charge, blazing spear, and you mainly use blazing spear for the stuns. You don't really, I mean, the damage is nice on it, but you really just want to use it for that extra CC. And crescent sweep for the extra DPS. The swap bar, you want to have radiant aura for the extra recovery. Ritual retribution, breath of life, channel focus, vampire's bane for extra crit, and devouring swarm. Now, obviously, you can change these two ultimates out. Like if you want to put meteor here or any other ultimate, you could. Now, as for the gear set, I'm wearing 2-piece Taurox pack, 5-piece Cerebane with an axe and a shield. Now these traits, I don't recommend these traits. I feel like you should have a defending axe and a infused shield or impinged shield, but it's up to you. I do recommend an infused shield or an impinged shield though. 2-piece Grothar for the extra damage, and I am using the Undaunted passive. I've just yet to get a medium armor headpiece, so when I do, I will be wearing 2-piece light medium and then the rest heavy. 5-piece Rattle Cage, and Rattle Cage, you already know, does spell damage, and the 5-piece it increases your spell damage by 20% at all times, so it gives you major sorcery, which is good because then you won't have to use entropy for a buff, which gives you the extra. I know you were probably wondering when I was looking at my skills, I didn't have entropy on. That's why. And then the rest is Cerebane jewelry. Now, the way that this build works is you wear this bar strictly for DPS. You do your combos, do your DPS on this bar. And this bar is strictly for surviving and defense. So whenever you want to survive, the 5-piece for Cerebane is that whenever you block a flame, frost, or shock attack or magic damage, you restore 830 Magicka. Now this is, in my opinion, this is like perfect for a Templar, because one of the Templar passives is that the damage against blocking is 10% reduced. Then you go into the Sword and Shield passive, you can get reduced cost and the amount of damage you can block reduced. So even though you're Magicka based, you can still block a nice amount of damage, and as you're blocking, you're getting more Magicka so that you can keep surviving and keep getting more sustain. And when you're in those tough situations, you can just sit here and survive until your Bat Swarm is ready, pop Bat Swarm, switch into your second bar and do DPS. So that's for that. And the reason that you want to be a vampire for this build is number 1 for Bat Swarm, and number 2 for the more recovery, because as you can see we have 1860 recovery on this bar, and then 1996 recovery for this bar. And if I were to buff up, I'd have 2267 recovery for this bar and 2132 recovery for this bar. So that's what you want to be a vampire for that extra recovery. That's also why you want to have this move. I wouldn't recommend like popping this move unless you really feel like it's needed. I usually just have it on here so that when I do swap bars, I have a little bit more recovery to work with. Alright, now let's go into the champion points. For the tower, I have 100 into the magician because you want to have as much sustain as possible. And I am CP 561, so I am max CP right now. 87 into Magicka recovery because you want to have the most sustain as possible. 100 into elemental extra, so extra DPS. 81 into bless. And the reason that we have so many champion points into bless is because our spell damage is only 2342. So that's not an insane amount of spell damage, but it's enough spell damage to get the job done. But it's not enough spell damage as to where if I didn't have those points in the bless, my heals would be enough to keep me alive. So that's why you want to have that many champion points in the bless tree. And then 6 in the spell erosion just for the extra spell pain. Go over here, you want to have 100 into hardy because that's pretty obvious because everybody runs stamina builds in ESO today. So you just want to be able to survive as much as you can against gankers and stamina sorks and everything else that PvP is made of. Then 87 into elemental defender because Magicka builds matter too. So you just want to make sure you get as many champion points in the hardy and elemental defender as you can. And I would, like I said, there's more stamina builds than Magicka builds in ESO right now. So I just recommend that you put more champion points in the hardy than elemental defender. And that's it for the champion points. And that is the build. So, yep, test this build out, tweak it, use it as you like. And yeah, more 1vx videos coming from me. You already know. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with any of your Templar friends, and I'll see y'all later.